All right, ladies and gentlemen, me and Collateral will be the ones casting today. No third caster right now. Quesadilla ended up having to bounce out. He's going to be streaming on his own channel. Go check him out doing some E3 stuff later on today. Circa Esports versus the Moves is going to be the matchup for the semifinals that we have. Bands coming out. They're going to be Raijin and
I
Susano,
see
typical
Athena
bands.
first pick. Let's see.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Yep.
Sabbath has been playing absolutely amazing on the Athena. It's like, why not keep giving it to him? It's going to be available. The Moves are going to get rid of Al Kwong and Kepri, which are great bands. Like, let's be realistic. Kaden was 11 and something on that, and I don't even want to know, with the ability to have a Kepri for reviving. But we'll see what the Moves can get. They can grab, like, a Kali. They can grab some hyper carries that they want here. They're going to end up going for the Thor, and Benny Q has options to select. They're going to go for the mid lane Zeus, which, if selected, can be kind of dangerous versus the Athena. I was going to say, doesn't really have a CC immune ult or anything like that. At least Nuwa can kind of go in the air and get out of the way for a little bit and just guarantee damage.
I think the Zeus may have been the better pick because it can disengage the entire enemy team off the taunt.
And they will go with that. They will go with the Zeus, which, yeah, I mean, definitely if a 2 or 3 man taunt hits and it's not on Zeus, or purification is not used, obviously, yeah, for sure, it's easy to go ahead and just spam out the lightning storm and able to get the Zeus ultimate, do a lot of damage, and hit detonate and get a lot of kills. But we'll see Sabbath prioritizing the targets hopefully, and Zeus should be his priority focus with Kaden and Wowie left up. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Kaden goes back to the Sawelix pick again. He's been playing it great. Maybe we'll see the Hoonbots or something like that. We're actually going to see the Circuit. This is definitely that in and out kill assassin type of deal that we're going to see. By the way, guys, we do have a substitute. Circa is actually going to have to leave for a little while, so Mini Legend is going to be playing the mid lane for Circa Esports right now. So, like I said, everyone wish Mini Legend good luck in his Circa Esports sub mid lane debut as Panda Turtle looks to hover over the Sobek.
I think I would like to see a Kumba just to peel for the Zeus and just make the picks for their giant mage like damage, because Zeus is a ton of damage. I think he averages the second highest damage in the game behind Vulcan, like per game.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely. I mean, Zeus is just a brutal monster. I mean, especially late game team fights when everyone's kind of grouped up. Lightning Storm does a ton, and then like again, just the chain lightning in general can just bounce around. With that shield now, kind of able to like extend the range of his chain lightning. It really does help. So, it's going to be a tough matchup for anytime you fight a Zeus. It's always annoying, but the way Circa has been playing, they've been winning all these early games, and if they can get the Zeus behind again, like if Kaden, I don't know if he'll be able to get first blood again on top of Circuit unless he hits 5. I don't foresee a kill happening pre-level 5 on Circuit unless, again, there's just a major misplay on somebody on the moves part. So I'd imagine that this might end up going to like a Soul or something like that if they can win the early game.
Yeah,
Soul,
it'll be tough.
Yeah, Soul probably going to play the mid lane, I think. I don't think we're going to see Wowie on this as the ADC. I think this might be going to Mini. But you never know.
So
you might
this
see
could be a Nemesis ADC. Benny likes to go Nemesis ADC, run to their speed. I mean, their red at the start of the game and wrath it.
If this is something they've practiced at, by all means, that'd be interesting to see. We'll take a look at it. I mean, it's obviously hovered over. I mean, unless they're going to go solo Nemesis or solo Thor, and then see what happens. But Apollo will end up getting picked up, so that will end up being the selection right there. As the next 2 picks go to Circa, looking for a solo laner and an ADC or mid laner if Soul is going to be the ADC.
The Jingui again, really strong against Sobek. Probably the only ADC that can not just get dumpstered in lane by Sobek's pressure.
I mean, at level 2, when Sobek gets pluck, it's the most dangerous thing in the world, because if he hits that pluck, all of a sudden you're realistically dead. The ability to get agility is just absurd. Sabbath gonna hover over those Cyrus for Fine OK. Lock that in. Fine OK did great on the Hercules. I just think that the plucks and the anti-heal really hurt him, and he's kind of learned his lesson. He's like, all right, well, you know what? I'm just gonna go with Osiris. So we're just gonna go ahead and go with
Osiris. He was kind of feeling
Osiris.
himself last game, knowing he was against like a lesser team. No offense to them, but I think they respect the moves a little bit more, and he wants to play it safer and make a better pick.
Well, Sun Wukong being hovered over by Neon Banana Baby. We will see if this is the selection. Other options available are Tyr and, well, really any solo laner. I mean, you're going to go against Osiris. You're going to get bullied a little bit. So we'll see if they decide to pick the Sun Wukong, which has a little bit of sustain with the ultimate. And that's going to be the selection. So we have the picks. We have the bands. Everything's good to go right now. Looking at the team compositions again, I mean, Sabbath playing this Athena has been great all day long. He's been playing really well. Wowie's been playing amazingly on top of this Jingwei. It's a question of really, can the substitute mini legend do something for this team? Is Sheikah... Sheikah's obviously a very important key part. They've been playing with them. I mean, that's the roster. It's always tough to play with a sub. What's the mindset when you've played with a sub on your team's Collateral?
Usually I get a little tilted that I don't have my main roster, but I kind of expect to lose a little bit. But Mini Legend is a good player, and usually I have subs that I kind of just find in my team speak, though.
I gotcha. So everyone just saw me go ahead and get my fantasy points. I must have got something right on the SCL games, as that just popped up. So yeah, I got some fantasy points, boys. Let's go. 160 seconds until the game gets ready to start.
The way this game should go,
yeah.
Thor and Zeus should definitely have mid pressure over Circa Soul. Again, I think Apollo Sobek should definitely beat Athena's Jingui, and probably with the Zeus clear on the red, they will probably be there before the wave even gets there.
Well, we'll see how it works out. I mean, finally, yeah.
Boxes Sun Wukong pretty well.
I mean, it's just going to be a question of execution. I mean, and Circus executed all day long. Can the moves end up taking advantage of the substitute here in Mini Legend is going to be the question. We got about 130 seconds till the game starts, guys. This is the semifinals of the Challenger Cup Series. Circa Esports versus the Moves. Coming up next, give us a little bit. All right, guys, we have the semifinals matchup: Circa Esports versus the Moves. I'm going to introduce the Moves. You already know the boys in blue. Nazarian will be running the solo lane, Sun Wukong, spamming out the GG emotes in Fountain. Panda Turtle will be jungling on the Thor. Neon Banana Baby on the Zeus in the mid lane. Axis will be so becking it in the duo lane with Benny Q. And we're doing the ALG Pray to the Titan. Here we go, boys. We're all praying to the Titan right now. The Moves are hoping to get the victory. They're all spamming out the GG emotes. It looks so good on stream, boys. I love the fact that they did something crazy. I always love when teams, you know, kind of build that synergy around each other like that.
True, but they could have got wards out, which would have been probably more useful.
wards are useful. Yeah. Collateral is like, yeah, you know, I'm a support ward. You know, ward up there. Don't spam pray the Titan. Like, let's go. So we do have a little bit of praying to the Titan going on. That was kind of fun to watch as the two wards do get placed for blue, right there by the left-hand side Harpies, and right over here by the mana camp to make sure that that's where they're going to be at, as the start should be the normal. Zeus is Neon Banana Baby is officially kicked from every tournament ever in the world. He has Soulstone in the second item slot. What is this? Second item starter? What
Hipster
in the world?
Stuff.
Hipsters, what is going on with Soulstone in the second slot?
You should see Homie G69. He puts like stuff in like the fourth slot. He buys like the cheapest items and puts his starter in the sixth.
Oh man, I can't do that, homie. You're killing me right now. Looks like we're gonna go with a mid Harpy start. So the Circa Esports starting out a little bit different. Maybe they realize they're gonna get out cleared because of the Zeus, so they want to take those left hand Harpies first, and then that's why they put the ward there. They're gonna end up getting control, and then they can take the right hand Harpies, or at least contest the right hand Harpies. You know, he has the... Kaden will have the back Harpies that really level up, so we should be okay on this.
Yeah, I think that was pretty smart. I didn't even think about just taking the pressure. Yeah, Neon checks it right now.
Yeah,
it's good
Neon
that they checked it
yeah.
now instead of before it's too late. And they
well,
just
what's funny is that, yeah, Zeus gets that pressure. Zeus gets that pressure in lane and is like, oh yeah, let me go check out these Harpies on the other side. And obviously finds out that they're not there, which is going to lead to the Elementals being taken over here by Circa. But Zeus is, yeah, Zeus is not going to get caught. Does Kaden have the taunt? Is he going to get another first blood is the question. He's going to jump aggressively. He's auto-attacking, but he does not have the taunt, and Chain Lightning will miss. Kaden did level 3. He chooses to get his taunt. Wait, no, he's holding a point right now. Kaden has not put a point into his third ability yet. We'll see if he's going to grab taunt or not. It's probably just going to be based on this invade on the back camps. So understanding that they kind of gave up the mid Harpies to 3 people, they'll invade the back camps and kind of still be evened out here in that aspect. So Kaden does get taunt, so they could look for something here early.
It depends on how the moves pass here. If they path back, they could have caught them.
Yeah, okay, so good. Yeah, I was gonna say that's
not to go for it.
Good pathing by both teams, honestly, to avoid any sort of engagements. A little bit of tower shots going to take away. They'll lose a couple creeps and gold. This is the first time we've actually seen Wowie and Sabbath finally underneath their tower for the Sobek Apollo dual lane. I mean, they've been going against this most of the day. Yeah, and this is, you know, it just goes to show that you can't play the player, you got to play the matchup. And I think that's something that a lot of younger teams don't realize. Like when they get into a rank game and they're like, oh my god, I'm with Devios or I'm with, you know, Zapman. It's like you gotta play against your matchup. You can't play the player. I think that's the biggest thing that a lot of young people need to learn.
You're just gonna play worse anyway, and then if you already think they're better than you, you're gonna be even more mechanically off because you're already a better player, and then you're even worried.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big thing. Playing the player is not the right strategy. As Kaden is level 5, this might be his attempt, as I forgot to hit the L button for the slow-mo going on, and Axis is going to end up getting killed here. Oh!
Countering.
Yeah, the big counter engage, the Thor ultimate on top of the Zeus, and Sabbath will end up falling for first blood this time around. So Benny Q ends up cleaning that up off of the re-engage. Smart play. Panda Turtle ends up getting up in the air. Zeus ultimate combos on top of that, and Sabbath takes the spill. They were not able to clean up Axis right there as the sprint was popped on both sides, and several actives down for Circa right now. 2 purifications and a sprint, so looking good right now for the moves, taking that little early advantage.
Could have been a lot better for them, but the Zeus ult was like really off. They had a lot of people there, and they kind of just did it close as they could to the Athena instead of getting the entire backline and the Athena.
Well, it's the first time we'll see Circa not having the first blood and only slightly behind. You know, only a couple hundred gold. We'll see how they obviously get into the rest of the game. Sabbath should be hitting level 5 off of this mid wave right here, so he'll be hitting it just before the 4-minute mark. Not too shabby. Everyone else is level 5 across the board for both teams. All ultimates available. Caden should be getting his back in a couple seconds. About 20 remaining on that. Speed buff, blue buff, red buff, all up and available. Everyone seems to be going back to their farming lanes. WK doing a good job over here in the solo lane. Blue buff available. Not going to invade right now. He's just going to go for the elementals as TP is up. And obviously Sun Wukong is already back in lane. But free elementals nonetheless. But right-hand heartbeats seem to be going the way of red.
I think that's a bit of a misplay by the moves. They knew that they did the mid camps at the start based on the fact that they face checked and they weren't there. So they had the pressure to get to the lefts. They easily could have went to the rights.
Yeah, that's Zeus damage right there. Mini Legend taking a lot of poke. Again, this is kind of the substitute player who's subbing in for Circa. Circa had to end up taking had to take some personal things. Obviously, you know, hey, personal stuff always comes over video games. Let's be honest here. So he's taking care of some stuff going on, but the substitute gonna be looked at. Can he maintain the type of pressure and the ability that Circa was doing, as the mid wave will clear out all 3 members there. Got some wards in the backside of things, and right now Osiris in a 2v1. Panda Turtle is just backing in front of him, and well, really nothing OK could possibly do there other than maybe stop the back, but really no pressure.
So I'm really proud. Panda has bought wards. We have a ward sighting by Panda Turtle.
Yeah, I've heard Panda Turtle doesn't place wards. I've heard things like that. Oh, left-hand side, the purification gets popped. Caden is going to end up using his ult. He doesn't use his ultimate. Just actually, I guess he taunted him out. So Benny Q will have no purification. That's going to be known. That timer will be available. And Sabbath should be looking for some sort of taunt, or Caden will be looking for the taunt on him as well for anything. So double taunts coming out of Sabbath and Caden here. Going to be really useful for these characters like the Soul Stellar Burst, like the Jingwei's Persistent Gust, and even the Airstrike abilities and ultimates coming out of these characters. So the draft, I see where Circa's going. Definitely a little bit more of a later game team composition than we're used to seeing from them for sure, with the Circuit and Wowie on Jingwei, and even Mini Legend on Soul. Definitely more of those late game characters. So not, you know, this farming right now is the kind of be expected in the early game versus fighting like we normally see.
I was going to say something and I forgot.
It's alright, man. It happens. I forget what I'm going to say all the time. It's all good. As Mini Legend going to clean up this mid wave right now. He'll share a couple of the creeps with his buddy on the Athena Sabbath, and Caden will share some experience in the solo lane of things. All the buffs down. Speed buff on the right-hand side for the red team, getting ready to spawn here in a little bit. Might be waking their way toward that. Panda Turtle and the rest of the team. All ultimates available for everybody, but Nazarian is about a quarter HP. He's going to end up taking the back. TP up in 20 seconds, so he'll walk back. He'll probably go to mid for this engagement as the wall's going to come out. Double tap misses. Final K is here. He walked over. Zeus ends up getting knocked up by the Persistent Gust, but nothing really going to happen off of that, as it was just kind of a tease. Apollo going to end up pushing the wave. Apollo ulted, actually. Yeah, Benny Q thought that there was going to be an engagement. So he popped the ultimate, so that's going to be down. So 1 ultimate down, and that's a global. There is the taunt. There is the knockup. Final K is going to ult in as well, but there's the big Zeus ultimate, and Final K will end up cleaning it up. But Benny Q gets Mini Legend as well, and now, again, this is more of a disengage for Circa at this point in time, but Panda Turtle so low. Can Sabbath ult out in time? Nazarian will end up cleaning it up. I believe that might have been Bluestone proccing right there. A 2-for-1 trade going in the way of the moves.
Huge Zeus ult. That's what I was talking about, where Athena initiates and you just ult and their entire team has to fight in your ult, or they just disengage. It's basically having a beads.
Yeah, I mean, Zeus not getting any of the kills. Benny Q actually the one that's getting them right now, and that's obviously not in favor of Wowie. About 500 gold behind in a tier 3 boots. Wowie doesn't see Benny Q on the backside. He's going to have to be careful. He does see it now. The knockup's there. He's going to use agility to get out. The beads, or is not forced out. Wowie is in trouble in the 1v1 matchup, but the ultimate's coming out by Sabbath. Now the turnaround is good. There's the moves to use. Wowie ends up falling from throwing dagger, and Benny Q gets the solo kill. Actually, the 2v1. Great play by Benny to go around the backside and just positioning on Wowie's end, just not able to get out there.
So I think the moves may have forgot, at least Benny may have forgot that Athena ult, unless you actually land as Athena, doesn't go on cooldown. So you can ult somebody, die while you're casting it, and you still have it up. And I think he went in there and almost like died because he forgot about the Athena ult, because they probably called it was down, even though they died.
Yeah. It is one of those weird things where if they die while casting it, it's still not used, but if the person you're casting it on dies, it does get used. So like that's the scenario there where they probably called it down, and Benny Q went to look for the aggressive play. Ends up making it, so Wowie falls 0-1, but he does have Boots 3 online. If he had Boots 3, there's a possibility that fight turns around. It was a great mez. Purification, I would have liked to see Wowie use the Purification out of the mez and kind of fight back. He ended up taking a couple autos for free. Zeus Ultimate available right now. It looks like Gold Fury might be... Yeah, they're just going to de-ward. But with Zeus Ultimate, you can't really fight at the Gold Fury. We have a couple Sentry Wards being placed at Gold and the top left of the mid-camps. The moves ahead right now. Haven't seen Circa behind yet, but they're only behind by a little bit. About 1,000 experience and a couple hundred gold right now. We'll see if they're able to end up making this game into a comeback. But obviously, this is nothing like the other games we have seen. We shouldn't see a 20-minute game at this point in time. And maybe the moves, like sometimes those early games that are easy can actually be detrimental.
Yeah, because you can sometimes get ahead of yourself and thinking it was just as easy as the early game when you have to play differently.
Yeah, Sabbath is getting absolutely annihilated, and Panda Turtle stood up in the air the whole entire time. Nazarian's going to be there. Mini Legend gets picked off 1-5.
It should definitely be a goal. They have Zeus ult.
Zeus ult
really
is up
hard
right
to
now.
contest
Yeah,
this.
I don't know if
Soul
Osiris...
is probably the only thing that can contest it.
And she's
ult,
down.
But yeah.
Well, the Zeus ult's there, and the moves will get it now in a bad situation. They're going to have to disengage, but they're looking for something. Zarian's going to end up getting used by the tether. He doesn't have his 3, but he'll use the ultimate. He'll hang out in the clouds, and he'll just jump over the wall. They'll get rid of the clone, and anything is happening. Kaden is looking for something. They're looking for anything back on that. That's a big Gold Fury at 10 minutes in the game that actually puts a big lead. Well, not big lead, but a small lead as everyone's backing, and Circa not able to get back their footing right there.
So the moves has a really strong early combo with Thor's Zeus ults. They should definitely, as soon as that's up, try and look for buffs and stuff and just deny all the farm they can to Circa Esports to keep pressing their lead.
I mean, it's the solo laner and the ADC that are getting all the kills, and we still got an engagement over here on the right-hand side of the Harpies, but nothing's going to end up coming out of it. Zeus is getting ready to back, and yeah, but Fine OK won't be able to get that sickle strike off, so he'll be able to back for free. Just at this point in time, Circa's got to take a page, you know, out of everyone else's book and kind of just play the defensive side of things. I think as long as they can maintain themselves and keep themselves within a couple thousand gold, you should be okay. I mean, Fine OK has got himself a high to the Nemean. He's sitting at level 12. He's doing relatively well. We've got Nazarian, who actually has 2 kills and is a level behind technically. So really good job by Fine OK in the farming department. Circa is 0-0-0. No kills, no deaths though. So she's being able to farm, keeping up with level 11, only 200 gold behind. So the gold differential is kind of like more or less on Jingwei and Apollo. But Jingwei isn't in a late game, is a late game god anyway, so I don't have as much worries about this. I am worried about the Soul falling behind. You can't have a Zeus with 4 assists. Luckily, the Zeus doesn't have any kills though.
Participating initialized.
Really good to just eat the taunt and then pluck off that
Charging
first poke.
defenses.
In the late game, Circa's probably gonna have to look for picks to win fights because with the Zeus and Sobek ult, they're just too many circles to fight into, and it'll just be really bad to fight into that with their team comp, a very single target pick comp.
Yeah, you know, honestly, I'm thinking that maybe Kaden might have wanted to go with like the Hoombox or something else along those lines, something a little bit more circle-oriented, team fight based that would have helped out. Kaden's gonna have to be very careful with his positioning in this matchup here. Like I said, with that Circuit, he can't really jump into these guys because again, it's circle ultimate. Your Thor's in the air, has to watch out. Sabbath's gonna end up getting a little bit poked out, but Mini Legend is the one on the right side. But still, the burst will be eaten up, and Panda Turtle is gonna try to do something about this teleport. But Fine OK is here. Nazarian's coming on the backside, and again, it just seems like a little bit of miscommunication going on with Circa. Again, I don't know what's going on. Again, like Mini Legend just kind of getting poked out a little bit too much.
Safeguards disabled.
Yeah, they have a really poke-heavy team comp with chain lightning off the shield and just double taps. You have to really position well, otherwise you're just going to be half health the entire time.
Well, something's got to happen on one side of the map or the other, and the next minute and 45 seconds is to dictate where and when, as the Gold Fury is getting ready to spawn in that time frame. So if they're going to do something on the right side of the map, now is the time frame to look at it. Looking at gank attempts over here on the Fine OK, or for Fine OK, I should say, on top of Nazarian, whether you're using any sort of abilities, but Sun Wukong does have that cloud. We're able to get back up. I mean, you can reduce the healing to 0 with Kaden's ultimate, but still, you know, you can't hit anybody when they're up in the air. We'll see how this is the 3v3. This 3v3 fight is very, very important in this meta right now. I mean, you as a support know the jungle mid support combination is really, really important to dictate this mid-game pressure. And Circa has been okay at it, but the moves are finding the jungle fights. And that's really where they're finding the fights that like aren't in the lane. They're finding the fights over here by like the corners for Zeus ultimates to really do most damage. You know, they're finding all these fights in different spots. They're not really going in the lane. Other than the Benny Q solo kill on Wowie, that's really about the only like really main laning fight that we've seen.
Yeah, it's really rough to have a mid sub when mid jungle support sets the entire tempo of the game. I know Panda and Neon work really hard together to work on their synergy and stuff. They practice Niza Syl combo for half an hour to get the exact timing down, so you couldn't Aegis if you tried, even if you had the fastest APM in the world.
Hey, I mean, that's what it is. You got to lab it out, man. You got to work. And Mini Legend, again, poked out level 12. He's falling behind slowly. We'll see where the Zeus is at. Zeus is about to hit 14, and, well, Mini Legend's about to hit 13. So a good level behind is Mini Legend at this point, and that's not a good sign. Again, this Zeus got the Dynasty Plate helmet online. Going to give him some protections, a little bit of pen, and really help out against the Circa. Has the pen boots online. Really doing a lot of work, whereas we have Mini Legend getting ready to go. Second item, Book of Toph, more than likely. The Soul Trap should lead into it. He's going to be stacking. Let's take a look at Gold in Hand if I can. I think that's number 2.
I don't think that's the proper build process for
know.
Mini Legend. Book of Toph second isn't really good, especially when you're behind.
Yeah, I don't know about getting that second. Poly. I would have either gone Poly or into like an Obsidian Shard, some sort of extra damage. Like, you're not going to get any of that as Zeus is going to start. I said next minute and 45 seconds were important. This is the Gold Fury time frame.
They definitely need to be forcing this right now. They have all their ults up. They have all the pressure right now. They have the lead.
Sabbath has to save that taunt, and he ends up only getting Panda Turtle, and Stellar Burst does little to no damage on him. Really just kind of tickled. Again, Legend doesn't have
that was a good
damage.
No beads to
yeah, no reason to purification.
They couldn't follow up.
Again, Legend needs to get damage online. This is your mage. This is your damage. Like, at this point in time, we need to see this book started. Like, you need to either back right now and get this book completed. You have 1,500 gold in hand, and it looks like they're going to try to get the red buff and maybe delay out this Gold Fury. Once Mini Legend gets the book online, and at least there'll be some positive, growth as far as the damage, and he'll be able to output a little bit more. But again, if they realize the backs have happened, they could always do the Gold Fury, but the move's unable to see that, and it looks like they might have just bought themselves enough time.
They don't have any sentries for the gold, which is probably why they can't do it. The Sun Wukong has the only one with the ward.
Well, Mini is losing his tower a little bit, about half HP. It's been poked out. Again, late game soul is nothing to joke about. I think just right now they got to play defense. Defense wins championships type of motto. They're going to have to play this one out. They're going to have to make sure they play it right and be really safe with what they do, especially when you said, like, playing with the sub. The synergy might not be there exactly. Wowie's going to... Apollo blinked into Mez. Wowie's going to use the airstrike. Wow, haven't seen a blink Mez in a while, whatever that was. Okay, but Benny Q's going to end up getting... Yeah, he's going to have to get on out of there with an... Oh, Panda Turtle has to force to use Purification. So a lot of abilities used. Kaden ends up getting the ultimate. Can it do it? Last breath is ticking on Panda Turtle, and he will survive and get on out of there, but... this engagement might lead to a Gold Fury with Benny Q's ultimate down, but Zeus still has his... I don't think they can do Gold Fury with Zeus ult and Lurking in the Water at all.
Yeah.
Actually, you can't do Gold Fury. There's still 4 ultimates up. Only Benny Q.
That was a really... I didn't see exactly what happened, but that was a weird engage in right lane.
It was...
They just kind of ruined...
3-3 taunt is going to connect right here. Fine, okay, is going to use the ultimate. Mini Legend's going to end up getting something with the Solar Flare. Now they're going for the Neon Banana Baby. Everyone's on top of him. They disengage there. Nice purification by Kaden to not get plucked out. And it's a 1-for-0 trade. It looks like Apollo's over here on the left-hand side. He's going to use the So Beautiful. Meditation's going to heal up the team. And they might be looking to still re-engage, but no ultimates available for Circa. It's still 3 with Nazarian and Neon Banana. They have to erase the Zeus right now before the ultimate comes out, and they do. Sabbath will get the kill. Axis is next in line. Wowie's going to try to use the Fatalis effect. 1 auto, 2 auto, 3 auto, 4 auto, 5 auto, 6. Can he get any more? Throwing daggers doing a lot of damage. Oh, so close. Not going to be able to connect the Zarian with the body blocks of destiny right there. Able to help out. Apollo doesn't have his blink available to blink Mez. Kaden understands that. He's going to try to taunt him out. Great job. Deathmane's going to connect. There's the last breath. Mez not going to connect as well. Kaden has to get out. Benny Q has to disengage. Gold Fury goes to Circa, and now they're right back in the game.
great play by Caden to keep the Apollo out of there instead of just DPSing.
Great team fight to get themselves back into the game, able to get themselves some momentum. Mini Legend comes back out of nowhere, says, you know what, Freight Train, I'm tired of you talking trash about me. I'm going to get me a kill. That's how you do it right there. 1, 2, and 5 reads the mid laner. 18 stacks on that Book of Top. You'll have that done by about, I want to say, 24, 25 minutes with the working on about another 50 stacks. So he should be really powerful by about then. Next item online I'd like to see is, as you said, either Poly or some pen. That or the Obsidian Shard. Both of those items are relatively cheap. So yeah, I definitely, the Obsidian Shard is cheaper. Yeah,
he has all that power. He needs to make sure it doesn't get like mitigated.
Well, I mean, again, we got to give it up to the plays right there. The zoning potential. Caden was able to zone out the Apollo again to get Betty Q out of there, and all of a sudden, again, they had to eliminate the Zeus ASAP, and they realized that target prioritization is key, and they were able to do that. The moves find themselves actually a little bit behind now. Experience just jumped in the favor. Looking at the graphs, 2,200 for the boys in blue and only a 700 gold lead, but hey, they'll take the XP and they'll take this lead back. 3 to 5 read the kills, but that doesn't matter. Sabbath, hey, Collateral, do you do this? Do you save the minions for your buddies?
Yeah.
You do? You're a nice support.
Yeah.
I take them.
Unless I'm dying. If I'm
unless you're behind, you're like, man, these are my minions. Screw everybody else. Yeah. I'm taking these minions.
And then I make fun of Shadow Chair for having less gold than me.
Dude, I've remember when Traveler shoes were really OP, Collateral? Like they were super OP.
Too.
Yeah, when they get experience, it was the best.
I'd be level 19 support, and everybody else is level 15.
Yo, that was the best. As Panda Turtle's forced to use the purification for the taunt, as there were 3 members there, so that's gonna be down for the next 160
Benny's
seconds.
elected to go into Soul Eater. I didn't even know they changed this item.
So this
what
is
do you think about it?
Collateral. This has happened. This happened in Friday Night Smite in about 3 or 4 matches. This burst heal. The lifesteal is average. It's probably about the same as Aussie without the passive, but this passive versus you having to hit auto attacks, the lifesteal gives you an instant burst heal, which is decent. Sabbath's gonna look for the dash taunt on more than one, but does not get it as everyone disengages. Smart job by the moves. But this item, when you get below 25% health when it pops, it actually is a sneaky heal. Now again, the Kins, or I should say the Aussie, is still like maybe the better boxing, but it relies on you hitting autos and healing off of that. Whereas this is just, hey, I'm gonna heal up a good amount of health, but it's an interesting item. I don't know how I feel about it. Apollo has more attack speed. He's already got Ninja Tabis. He's already gone into Soul Eater, so he's got, what is that? That's 45% extra attack speed. Plus the Kin, so he's got 60% additional attack speed. So Apollo really going for this attack speed. The Zarya gets taunted out of the form, forced to use the ultimate right there. He'll go into the cloud as the right-hand tower falls. So I like Soul Eater, but it doesn't offer enough power for me as an ADC. I want my power. I want something that's going to be able to do something.
Maybe as an Apollo, he doesn't care about the power. He just wants to spam.
He wants to auto attack. That's yeah. He's just going into auto.
The tower.
Yeah, he wants to get that in. Again, this Blink, honestly, I'm not going to lie, this Blink is either going to win them the game or lose them the game. If he doesn't have a Sanctuary for some reason, his Axis is going to get ulted by Fine OK, and he's going to end up taking a decent amount of poke. But they get a tier 2 on the right-hand side. The whole time we've been talking,
really
Collateral...
late reaction, yeah.
Yeah, the whole time we've been talking, we have a split push Apollo, and it looks like that's going to end up being taunted on Neon Banana Baby. He's going to be in trouble. So they trade out tier 2s on the left and the right side. I don't know who gets the benefit of that as Apollo gets free farm, but I want to see this 1v1. We're going to look at Benny Q versus Mini Legend. Benny Q forced to back up, and it looks like Mini Legend will do the same.
I'd say
crazy. Yeah.
Advantage of the Apollo because that's the better Phoenix to take. It's also the ADC lane who they're most likely going to be there ready to split push, where they would probably not have to walk to Soul Lane to split push that.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've got the advantage, at least in that side, so, I mean, that gives Fine OK the ability to run around the entire map, and blue buff will get taken. Nazarian jumps up and down. That's the old, hey, I missed my buff. Crap, I'm just going to jump in spacebar mode.
So Mini Legend decided not to go Shard or Polynomicon. I went Ron to who he said he
like
hits really hard on their carries, but
this is like
not going to do anything to Nazarian.
He must have just had a lot of gold in hand.
Yeah,
because he didn't have anything built up. He must have literally just had 3,000 plus gold in his like sitting there, and was just like, well, I've got 3K gold. I'm just gonna buy Rod. There's nothing really wrong with it, but again, you do need this pen. You need to get a poly, you need to get Obsidian Shard online on Mini Legend, but I do feel that his damage output would at least be there. Speaking of damage, let's take a look at the charts. He's sitting at about 8,000. Jing Wei leading the top at 10, and so is Fine OK at 9. Zeus third on the list at 9,500. To be expected with Apollo, with his 3 kill steals, is going to be up there at about 8K. I was wishing somebody was at like 667 or something like that so we could meme it. But, you know,
Yeah.
only if Puckham was here. We can be like 0 damage. Puckham, if you're watching, I still love you, man. It's okay.
Can't even meme 0 wards because Pen is actually warding.
Yeah, it's insane right there. Void Stone, oh, not Void Stone, Void Shield is complete on the Nazarian. I love this item. Reduces physical protection. Great team fight aura. Going to be doing a lot right there as the taunt's going to come into the mid lane. It looks like they're going to try to go on top of Banana Baby. There's a Sanctuary use right there. Going to be able to get out. Ultimate is available. They're going to have to disengage. See, Circa Esports has now learned. They're like, okay, we can't get the Zeus in one shot. Back up. Let's try it again. Back up. Let's try it again. All the relics are down. Beads are going to be up in about, or purification up in about 20 seconds. But hey, Gold Fury, that means let's go 4 members, and we're just going to have 1 member, Fine OK, zone out everybody, and Caden is just going to sit on the left-hand side while they do this, and nobody knows.
I think they decided to give it up. There was no way they were getting in there. They'd have to Thor ults.
Either that or they thought it was a bait, because there was a red ward right here at the side, and Caden was on I don't know whether it was on purpose or not, but he was on top of it.
Panda started walking in there and then backed out, I think, when he saw Caden zoning him.
Yeah, I guess, you know, obviously that ward being there might have just been like, oh, they're baiting us, they're not doing it. But then, you know, all of a sudden when you look at the graphs, you know, they did it. So
I got the colors up. I thought they were blue for a second, so like they definitely saw it, but no, blue is...
Yeah. Yeah, let's take a look at the gold lead and XP lead now. The Circa Esports has made a nice little comeback, and they are sitting in the lead of just under 5K experience and just over 3,000 gold sitting in hand. Apollo is absolutely the most annoying character in the game. Benny Q split pushing his way to victory, boys and girls. Hey, it's how you win games sometimes. A6 is going to take a lot of poke. No taunt available right now, but a lot of damage coming out from Wowie as the split push potential is there. Forced Fine OK. No, Fine OK did not teleport. Okay, so that's positive. He walked over there. Teleport still is up if he needs to get anywhere. He has a kin size. He has a Pestilence online for the anti-heal as well for the lifesteal. So that Pestilence is going to do a lot of work against that Soul Eater and really limit that healing. So maybe Aussie might have been the better call, as Pine Turtle is going to jump into the mid lane. He'll hit the spacebar as he knows he missed his ultimate. And it looks like Fine OK is kind of jumping around here on the side, and they're looking to pinch.
I think the moves have to give this tower up. I think this should be a free T1. They can't. I don't think they can fight T2 though. But the moves needs to heal or contest. They can't do both.
I don't like 2 Void Shields on 2 characters, because Nazarian and Thor are probably going to be going on the same characters more than likely on the backline ish, and this does not stack. Realistically, this is. Did Caden just blink for red buff? Caden.
It's like he's gonna be blinking.
Caden was like, I wanted that red buff, so he's not going to have blink available. Sabbath's going to get plucked. Big fight going to come out. Zeus ultimate is available. But Zeus ult is available. That's the question. Bees forced out right there. Nazarian is going to be looking for any sort of poke. Axis is going to get the Lurking the Water. Meditation used, and that's going to be Fine OK as they'll heal back up. But Nazarian's also down. Caden with no blink available. Is just gonna sit there, and did they even get the red buff, or did they lose the red?
No, they got it. If you can,
okay, yeah. Okay, they just didn't pick it up yet. All right, so they just wanted to make sure they didn't get poked out. So after taking all the tier 2s on the right hand side, I guess the left hand side is next to go. 3 to 5 read the kills. We haven't seen a kill in a while. It's just been tower after tower and objective and farm after farm, and it looks like wow, he's gonna end up getting stunned. Oh, what an unfortunate right there. There's the first kill we haven't seen in a while, and this is gonna be an easy double kill right there. Disengage has to happen right now for Circa as they're down 4 kills and 2 members of the team. Benny Q's going to blink forward again. This might be the thing. That's going to be the end of Mini Legend, but honestly...
They may be able to get a Phoenix, definitely mid-tower.
They're going to get the mid-tower for sure, but I don't know if they get too much else off of that.
Fire?
Actually, yeah, the teleport did come in. They're going to be doing the mid, and I guess, does Osiris has teleport? He's going to back, but there's no wards. I think this is a free fire giant. Wow.
There's no tower either.
There's no tower. There's no wards. Yeah, they're jumping up there. They're running up there. No blink available for the Circa. No blink available for Circa either. The moves do get it, and now it has to be a quick disengage. And let's find okay. Yeah, that's really, really smart. They end up getting that. Now it's really defense mode for Circa, as they're going to have to play this tight. The big ultimate's going to come on top of Find Okay, though. Big damage coming on top of Zeus. Can they get rid of that Fire Giant on him? The taunt won't connect, but Find Okay is still going for the Zeus, but he's so low, unable to do it. Benny Q's going to get it. The ultimate comes out. Last breath is going to at least get Zeus. The poison will spread at least on one. Axis is in air. Panda Turtle's up in there, too. Panda's going to land right back on top of Wowie. Big three-man taunt going to save Wowie for a second. Not going to matter, though. He's not going to be able to fight this. I don't think Aussie is there, but it doesn't matter.
They should definitely
not there. Yeah.
left lane right now.
This actually might be the game, unless Mini Legend can hold something. They're all members are down, but the pluck ends up sending him back into the tower. I think this might be GG off that fight.
You have 26 seconds on They have to get a Phoenix still. It's close. If they commit, I think they can get it.
This is actually that Fire Giant call by the moves was actually the best thing in a long time. They're not gonna go for the end. They're gonna play it smart. They're gonna go for the mid tower. So they'll get a Phoenix out of this, and they'll probably get a second one. This is dangerous territory. The boys have to play defense, but looks like they're not going to go for it. They're just going to go for the Gold Fury and look to extend the lead and strip the farm. The lead has swapped. The grabs have swapped all the way around. The blue team, Circa Esports, is down about 5,000 in every department, and Gold Fury is flashing, and everyone just decides to back as Benny Q will push the wave up. So, yeah, I mean, right now, again, just, whew, that was a very, very unfortunate set of circumstances. It's not anything that any player did. It's more not having wards over there. Weren't able to get the teleport. Find Okay had a back. I don't think they thought they were going to do Fire Giant necessarily, and then by the time they were able to get the teleport, it just ended up turning into a really rough fight. The only thing I could have said to do was to not, you gotta try to steal it, I guess, but I don't know, maybe just send one member. Yeah,
it was a little too late. If they had any perimeter wards, they would have probably been a good contest. Osiris would have slowed them all into like the lava pools and stuff, and it could have been really close, or at least a better fight when their team came to contest them after.
The positive
there too.
The only positive is that the wave and right is at least pushed up into the mid side of things, so the fire minions won't be that effective for a little while. So they'll at least have to check out this siege attempt on the left hand side where it looks like everyone's going. But man, I mean, something's got to happen. They got to get rid of Neon. He's got the big damage online, red buff, purple, or no pots online, but he's got the fire giant buff, and you know, we got to sit there and do something, but they got to watch the right-hand side as well. They got to make sure these fire creeps don't do too much damage to the Titan.
I think they could have went for that end, but
I honestly, if I'm there, I'm calling for end just because I'm greedy, but a two-man taunt's going to be on top of Neon. They're going to have to use the ultimate and purification, so big zoning tool right now. Yeah. Looks like Sabbath Airstrike going to come in. It looks like the left-hand Phoenix will fall, but if this engagement...
Is like a good defense.
The defense is holding for a second. The Phoenix ends up going down, but Thor's in the air, yeah.
There's a lot of people on the back line. I think he should have landed on them instead of the front line.
Fine, okay. Forced to sit there and use the ultimate. Sabbath tries the taunt, but the wall ends up blocking, so all three Phoenixes will fall right here. And, well, this is a situation where you don't see a lot of teams come back from. Someone's got to defend the Titan right now. It's a question of who. It looks like Caden's not doing it right now. No, Apollo's going to ult in on the back line. He's going to try to go for the backdoor attempt. Benny Q is going for the backdoor, and I think Benny Q might get it, but Fine OK is here to defend a little bit, but he has to worry about these minions doing so much damage. The mez is good. Benny Q will actually end up taking this down, and Circa Esports will... Benny Q with a very smart play. And again, Circa will fall in the semifinals and have a chance for third place matchup right now. Again, they would be possibly finishing third for the second straight week, but the moves able to pull out. Again, unfortunate, had a sub going on, but Benny Q with a very, very smart play right there to understand that the fire minions were in there and the ult ends up coming in. Just, again, a smart 7-0. Benny Q